Hey everybody, welcome back to Leap Life in Real Life. I'm Riley,
I'm Ryan.
and tonight we're going to be talking about a giant metal tube underground that might be shooting us from one place to another in 10 or so years. So the topic tonight is essentially a new potential transportation platform that originally came to mind when Elon Musk wrote a paper saying, what if we transported everybody via using magnetics and opposite polars to move? And since Elon released that paper, quite a few companies have acted on it. And in this case, it was Virgin, and the product is called the Virgin Hyperloop. And this past Sunday, 8 or 11/8/20, they tested it for the first time with people.
How many people?
There were two people, the Virgin Hyperloop CTO and co-founder Josh Geigel, and the head of passenger experience Sarah Lucian. They were like, if it's not good enough for us, it's not good enough for the general public.
Huh, that's some sound leadership right there.
Yep, and in a good business, having leadership that if it's not good enough for the general public, it's not good enough for them, is a good way to run. Because why not?
So, where did they run this test?
So they ran this test outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a 500-meter long, and it is 3.3 meters in diameter. And essentially, they've conducted about 400 tests without human testing in this pod, and they've reached a speed of roughly 240 miles per hour, so quite fast.
Yeah, so I mean, I've heard of the Hyperloop before, but have you heard of it before?
I have, but I know some people that I've asked about it, they're like, what is that? Why do we need this? It's quite the product that could be coming out in maybe 10 or so years, potentially, if not longer. Um, it's the thought process was to do them between two major cities, maybe Baltimore, Maryland, and Pittsburgh could be one example, or Washington D.C. to Baltimore, or L.A. to San Diego, or something, maybe. But pretty much the possibilities are endless because if it's going that fast, roughly 240, if not faster, between the distance, your only limit is just time itself.
So what's its theoretical top speed? I mean, so they've gotten up to 240 miles an hour, but it sounds like if it's basically a slug in a shotgun barrel, in a vacuum, that it could go a lot faster than that.
So theoretically, this thing, based on math, could reach up to 760 miles per hour. And the closest that anybody else in the world has gotten to is roughly 374, and that was in Japan around and near Mount Fuji. Um, they've been doing that for quite some time, and I'm sure they'd love to implement something like this, given the speed that they're able to get to, or theoretically able to get to, because it would make transporting other items much quicker.
Yeah, and for those of our viewers who don't realize how fast 760 miles an hour really is, 750 miles an hour is Mach 1, the speed of sound. So this thing can fly.
Yep, and that's partially why it's theoretically could be put underground or even on land, but there would have to be plenty of tests to put it through its paces to make sure that it doesn't break before it's signed off for people to go from the West Coast to the East Coast, I could see it being big for if we ever get that far.
Yeah, and as our producer explained to me earlier, where you have basically the pod traveling down the tube, and inside the tube is a vacuum, and the pod's flying down a maglev. Uh, but obviously, you got to make sure that vacuum stays sealed because if you had a break in that seal and had some sort of air come in, it would basically become an explosive compression of air just flying into the tube, and it would be when the pod flying at however fast it's going hits that, going from vacuum to air, it's gonna be like hitting a brick wall. It's like, as he explained, the plane going through the air as if it hit water, kind of thing. It's the same kind of scenario. So, yeah, you got to make sure we develop a good pipeline for this kind of transport because last thing you want is a leak.
For sure. And I don't think duct tape will fix this issue if it were to come up.
Nope, and I don't think that Flex Seal stuff will work either.
Yeah, probably it's a no from me.
But so this is really cool. It's a magnetic train in a vacuum. Like there must be no resistance whatsoever, so you could basically really get it to go as much to. You're only limited by pretty much how much electricity you could pump into these electromagnets, I guess, right?
For sure, yeah.
So it's pretty cool that they named the pod for the Hyperloop Pegasus. I think that's a pretty fitting name considering that this is the first supersonic vacuum sealed human land based transportation system.
For sure, and it's quite fitting. Pegasus is well known throughout the world, and it's this. If this product goes big, everybody's gonna know about it, and it won't be what's that kind of situation anymore, because everybody knows what Metro or giving your city whatever they call it, the subway for New York, but it's not gonna be what is that anymore. So great name, and it sticks out definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I really like how the pod is. It looks like a bean. Looks like a lopsided bean. Tic Tac actually. It looks like a Tic Tac. But I love how it's got a little like red, like it looks like a little thruster on the back of it. I'm sure it's for some aerodynamic reasons. For when the airflow comes back. Well, I guess there is no air, so I don't know. I just like the red infinity loop on the back of it, kind of thing. So,
Yep, to infinity and beyond.
so I don't know how many of our viewers know. I doubt many of them are old enough. I know I'm not old enough, but way back in the day, trains were called iron horses. Back 1800s, early 1900s kind of thing. It's really cool that they named their pod Pegasus because well, Pegasus is a flying horse. So I think that's definitely fitting considering the jump in top speed. So our producer just informed us, thank you very much, producer, that we should start including you guys in this discussion, and I think he has a pretty good point. So, do you guys think this is like a financially feasible solution? Me personally, I think this will be incredibly expensive, not just to build but to maintain. But I don't really know if it's possible or not. Riley, do you think this is a possibility or is this, you know, outlandish?
Possibility. If they've done it in this test situation, I'm sure they could do it. The main part to be concerned about is the how much it's going to cost. Because it can be done, it just might cost a lot.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Um, Me, I'm kind of an adventurer type, kind of a little bit of a free spirit. I think you guys can tell so far per our discussions. So, uh, I'm excited to try it. I think it'd be cool to go flying down a metal tube at the speed of sound. Uh, Riley, what do you think?
I'm all for it. I'm not going to be the first one, but I definitely won't be the last.
So I'm for it. Riley's for it. What do you guys think? Are you guys for it? Are you against it? Do you think it's affordable? Do you think it's safe? Please let us know. Let's get a conversation started about this. This is really cool. So, put it in the comments below. And please, if you enjoy this conversation today, it's our first one. I know there's things we're going to be able to do to make it better, but if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, hit that little ding button. See, we're so new. I don't even know what it's called. Something about notifications. But hey, stick around, and we'll make this better than what it is now. It'll be better. It'll be great. We'll be the greatest. Oh wait, I'm talking like someone I really shouldn't be talking about right now. All right, so I think Riley wants me to continue making of a fool of myself, and I think I will stop for today, and you guys can see me make more of a fool of myself next week. So, hey, thanks all for tuning in. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Riley.
You guys have a good one. Oh, perfect timing. Right before a Reddit announcement comes in.